Hey there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to another Mixed Media Frenzy. And today's inspiration comes from Scrap Lolat. And I'm not sure that I'm saying that right. So I apologize if that is said incorrectly. I'm sure it's said with a beautiful accent because I did go to that blog spot and it is all in a different language, but I cannot speak that language. So again, my apologies. But it is a very beautiful layout, so I was really happy to go ahead and scrap lift it. I really liked that it kind of had a swirl design behind the photograph, and I was kind of trying to figure out how I was going to um, work that in. So I did start out though with just using some background color. So I am using that mica mist from Nuvo in Pecan Peach, and then the Heidi Swapp Color Shine in Coral. And it wasn't really going on the way I wanted. Well, first of all, my mica mist, the spray nozzle just does not work. And I have found that to be the case with most of the mica mists from Nuvo. And I don't know really kind of what I should do about it at this point. They do sell replacement nozzles, so to me that kind of indicates that maybe they know that there's a problem with these things getting clogged up. I have run it underwater and I've taken the little hose stem part off and cleaned it all out, but to no avail. It just does not work. So I am just playing with putting it on with my paintbrush there and using the nozzle to go ahead and get some on the paper. At the end of the day, I do like how it looks, but it was kind of being a pain while I was trying to work on it. So this particular stencil is from Art Anthology, and I am going to pop this information up on the screen for you. It's called a hurricane stencil, and I don't want the edges of it to show. I just want that swirl in the middle, and that was kind of my answer to the swirl that is in the inspiration piece. And so I'm just using some blue tape to mask it off in case I go outside of the edge, because there isn't a lot of room for error along the edge of that stencil. So I just go ahead and mask it off with some blue tape, and that way if I kind of go over or outside the lines, if you will, it doesn't show on my page. I just really want the swirl from the inside, not the jagged edge from the outside. So I am going to pull out the paper glaze from Picket Fence Studio in Poinsettia Red, or Poinsettia Red, however you say that. And there it is. And paper glaze is one of my favorite things to use just because it goes on really smoothly, and it doesn't really take very long to dry. It dries relatively quickly, so that makes me super happy. Now I do realize I didn't go in the upper right hand side of that stencil, and that's okay because as you see there, it's covered by the photograph, and I thought this photo was perfect for these colors because I'm wearing orange, my dad is wearing red, and I pulled in some Rockin' Red Catherine Pooler ink and these stamps from Close to My Heart. Now I don't have the name of the stamps handy. They are stamps that were given to me. I believe I got those from MK actually. Actually, I may not have gotten those from MK. I'm not sure. I think I may have gotten them from somebody local, but I don't know the name of them or even if they're in their correct packaging. But they are just a mixed media stamp from Close to My Heart. So you could also just use a paintbrush and just do a couple of strokes there on the page, because as you see there, it's just kind of like a couple of little quick lines in the upper right hand corner of the photograph and then a little blob above that. It's nothing really fancy. And then I pulled out my Altenew leaf dies. Now I have two sets. One is a leaf die set. It is called Leaf Mix Die Set. And the other one is a tropical one. So this is the first one. And then the second two are from the tropical collection, and they all work really well together, and they're a little on the pricier side because they are from Altenew, but you get a ton of dies in the set. I think you get like 14 or 15 dies in the set, in each set actually, and so you get quite a few, and they are all really not, I don't want to say interchangeable, but they all work really well together. So you get a lot of value for your money. And since you can use leaves on most layouts, not that you do use them on most layouts, but you could use them on most layouts. I find that they're very, very useful to have in your collection. So I did not have the right color of orange paper to do these orange leaves, so I took out my Catherine Pooler ink in Flame, and I just brushed some on. I didn't go over it super thoroughly. I didn't want them really dark. I just wanted a hint of orange, and so I just kind of brushed that onto some white cardstock and cut them from there. And that's one thing that's really nice about having inks in colors that you like. You can use them for things like this. You don't have to have a lot of ink. You just use a little bit. I don't have to pull out a big sheet of cardstock and cut into it. I'm just cutting into, actually this is just the 4.5 by 6.5 inch paper that I use to map my photos on. And I get those, in a 100 pack at Hobby Lobby. And I wait till the Paper Studio stuff is 40% off, so you get them pretty inexpensively. So I think they're $5.99 normally, so 40% off of that. It makes it really quite cost effective. And plus, you can use just your excess pieces of white. So now I'm just kind of playing with how I want these tucked in. I know I do want to use that acrylic Thankful piece. That is from Color Cast Designs. And I am really happy with that acrylic. That she does a really great job at cutting it. You get a lot of titles for your layouts, so that's something I would definitely be recommend looking into if you're interested in purchasing some acrylic. So she does have it available in her shop, but you can also subscribe if that is something that is of interest to you. So I did want to pull in the black just to kind of tone things down and to give kind of a color to ground everything with and bring out those darker tones that are in the photograph. And so I'm liking how that is looking. And I'm just using my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive, which I find is really the best adhesive when you've got some mixed media, because it does hold really well, unless you're using like a glue dot. That my tape runner just does not, even the ATG does not do it justice. It does not hold well on top of mixed media for the most part. Now I do have these little puffy hearts. Those are from Prima, and they are from a really old collection, and I think it's called Amber Moon or something like that. And then I pulled out some little word phrases from Tim Holtz, and these are just one of his, I think it's called Chit Chat or something like that. Originally I had pulled out ones that said like mother, father, daughter, but then I was like, that's really cheesy, just putting labels on the people in the photo. I mean, I know it's me, my mom, and my dad. So I quickly kind of like ditched that idea, and I pulled out ones that say stuff like love, blessed, and something else. I can't remember what the third one was. So honestly, I was like, at this point, kind of struggling with what to put on the layout besides what I already had on it, but I knew I wanted some phrases because that is what is in the inspiration piece. There are some phrases. So I decided to look for something else that kind of more described our relationship or the feelings, that are involved in family. So I'm much happier with that than putting mother, father, daughter. I thought that was kind of funny. I was at a crop when I was doing this, and it was probably pretty late at night. So I was like, not the first layout I had worked out during the day. So my creative juices were definitely not flowing by the time I got to the part where I was actually trying to come up with what phrases I wanted on this layout. Now I am popping them up onto some foam just to give a little added dimension and to make them pop just a bit, because the title is up on, well, the title's not on foam, it's on acrylic. So that gives it added dimension. And those butterflies, not ladybugs, that's what I was going to say. The butterflies are foam, so they have a little added dimension. So I wanted to kind of just keep a little bit more dimension. And so by popping them up onto foam, that is solved the problem. Now I do realize I'm covering up a lot of that swirl, but you really can still see it, and that works for me. Now also, if you're wondering why I have my paper taped down, I don't really like my mixed media to be super wonky and warped when I'm done with it. I like it to be as flat as possible, and the best way that I have found that makes that work or keeps it flat is I have foam board, and I cover the foam board in packing tape so that creates a moisture barrier. And then I put my paper on top of that and tape it down with blue tape so that it holds everything down, and I let it dry while it's still on the foam board, and that tends to keep it as flat as I can get it. And that makes me happy. I did pull out some black acrylic hearts, and I am putting those around the layout as well. And I added this little circular token. I think it says Heart Us or something to that effect. Now, mind you, I am voicing this in February, and I created it in mid-January. So note to self, don't wait so long to voice your videos. But you'll see in the close-ups what it says. I did pull out a couple of additional little butterflies and popped those into the little butterfly clusters, and I really like the way that that's looking. And that is pretty much going to do it for this layout. Go check out everyone else who's playing along with this week's Mixed Media Frenzy. I can't wait to see what everyone else has done with this layout. I'm really enjoying being part of this team and bringing you this inspiration, and I hope that you are enjoying it as well. Links are down below, as always, to everyone else who's playing along, so go check them out and leave them a little bit of love also. I will see you guys again next week with another Mixed Media Frenzy layout, and I'll probably see you in between with some other layouts too. Bye-bye.